So, since we played since we played Resident Evil yesterday, oh, okay, that's good to know as well. Because I would be like, where's the other half? I would be like, where are they? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really feeling Final Fantasy 16 this week. I think I really wanted to play Genshin this week, and then I was in a bad mood because I couldn't play Genshin because of the construction that was happening upstairs. Was too loud that I could do it. I think we're gonna play Genshin for the second half of the stream, but I'm gonna take a small break, maybe not a small break, like a 10-minute break, not gonna lie, so I can finish my food. My food is cold at this point, so I'm gonna try to warm it up and then eat it real quick before we continue Genshin, because it's gonna be hard to play Genshin and eat as well. So I'm gonna be back in about 10 minutes and then we'll start up Genshin, okay? I'll see you in a bit, friends. Go get some snacks, stretch, you know, take care of yourself. Okay, BRB. Okay, I'm good. Oh, oops, I'm not good. I kept making my model freak out when I was eating, so I covered it up so that she wouldn't freak out anymore. Welcome back. Hello. Thanks for the welcome back, Ash. Okay. Time for some Genshin Impact! Did you guys like the clips? Did you enjoy the debut clips? I'm gonna add more to it, so it'll be like longer. But I've been adding, it used to be our old, like, it used to be a bunch of older clips, but I'm trying to clip content and then like download it onto my computer and then having basically a clip little shuffle playlist for y'all to watch when I'm on break, especially these longer ones. I mean, there's some that I like literally come back in the 3 minutes the ads are done, but yar. Welcome back. Clips were fun. I'm so glad that you enjoyed them, Zerk. Oh my goodness, Zerk, I got so sidetracked because I was so emotional about the game, but you said that you work in a dinner theater and you do musicals, and that's such a cool thing. No wonder you're so big into music. That's so cool. Are you a waiter, or like do you do some of the do you do some of like the music stuff, like leveling and stuff like that, like the switches? Or are you part of the performance? I know, I was really invested. That's like one of my worst habits. One of my worst habits sometimes is that I get really invested in the story, so I forget to check chat. Or I do check. That's the thing, is sometimes I do check and I answer in my head and then I go, oh shit, I didn't actually answer. You go, oh crap, that didn't really happen. I didn't actually do or say anything.
I'm starting to feel a little tired from all our adventuring. It's because we're always on the road.
I do tech, spotlight, lightboard, soundboard, video stuff, a little sound design, but that's more freelance. Sound design.
Huh. Since we're not too busy at the moment, why don't we visit the Knights of Favonius' library? Maybe we'll find something simple but fun to read.
Oh. I need to do this. Literally, I need to do this. That's so cool, though. I really am interested in the, like, behind-the-scenes tech and soundboard stuff. Okay, don't make fun of me, but I really like idol animes, And one of the idol animes talked really heavily on sound design and like the work and art that goes into like creating a performance and like the light shows of it. It's so cool. I was like, what the heck? This is so cool. Why didn't I know this was a thing? The training and the work that goes into it. I think that's incredible. God, it's been over 10 years since I had roasted duck. Picked some up today while I was in Seattle and I forgot how oily it was. It's so oily. It's a boy idol group. It's Idolish 7. So the main story is about 7 boys, but their manager gets really invested into like making their performances the best. And then she realizes that all the work that goes into it. So like the main story is about the boys, but then she has her own side story of where she does like where she's invested in the lighting and like getting the stage ready for them and everything. And that's what like really brought it on to me. I was like, wow, this is really cool. I had no idea that this existed until literally that anime, and I watched it. I binged it, no joke. I think I watched it in like less than a week. How long did it take me to finish Idolish 7, the whole series? It was like a week and a half. I was really invested. There was like 3 seasons, and there's a YouTube series like season. That's the one thing that I really dislike about Duck, though. Hello, I'm new to the stream. Nice VTuber model. Hi, Koopa. Welcome in. How have you been? Long time no see. Yes, we debuted my model, so she's finally here. A year's worth of work, and she's finally here. You're good. How's the new job been? That's the last time we talked. Was you told me that that you're working at a new job, nicer restaurant. New job was a dud. Oh no! Hey, gal!
Lottie one spin, Lottie one spin, Lottie one spin.
Thanks for the 37 month. Management was horrible. That's always the worst, actually, though. Genuinely. When management problems arise, it's just not fun. The workers were nice, but they were scummy. Management? Yeah. Yeah. I understand. That sucks. Are you working somewhere else or on the hunt for a job? Like extra scum where servers weren't getting tips. Shut up. Nar. They did not. Did I say thank you to Sherb? I was so invested in Keepa. Story that I did. I feel like I did. Thanks, Sherpy, for 37 months. I love you. I had a great time in the Alliance raid. I hope you feel better, gal. I hope you're feeling better. Look at me just destroying everything. I'm on salary now? Okay, cool. It's like the downside of salary is like sometimes the hours you put in it. But also the good side of salary is like you're guaranteed your pay. There's just plus and minuses for every field of work. So much goes into any performance. Most people only see the final product and don't really know. It's why theater isn't seen as a real job, because most people just don't know. I agree. For sure, Zerk. I think it's so cool. I mean, I went into art, so like I have a degree in illustration, and I took like basically not half, but a third of my courses were animation. So I know how to animate 2D paper.
Tea leaf.
Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities.
And I also know how to animate models. But it's a lot of work. It's so much work. Yeah, getting the good pay, but I don't get tips, but the pay is too good to even consider the tips. Like, I'm getting $17 a check, so it's good. I agree. Yeah, the consistency is nice. If you work for, like, a company that's not scummy, then, like, the tips definitely kind of balance it out. But if you're having a lot of issues with the people just being kind of scummy, it's rough. It's just, honestly, I feel like work in general is just really bad. The working sphere right now, I just feel is like really in a bad spot. You know what I mean? It's just really bad right now. I'm getting 1.7K. I thought I said 1,700. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. 1.7K. I understand. Oh, no worries, no worries. Okay, okay. So not all here. No worries. I was like, I don't know if you're aware of this, Keepa, but I got really sick. You're kind of aware. I got really sick like a year ago, and my memory's just not the same. So I just always double check, because sometimes I don't, even though my head feels like I did. So I just double check with people to make sure I did, because sometimes I don't know where my brain is. Yeah. It's gotten worse. I'm doing better. I'm in PT right now. I'm like stabilized blood work wise, but my body is still kind of healing from all of the things that I had to deal with. That's really cool. Animation is such a task. Animation is so much work. People don't understand how much work it is. It's so many hours. It's so much. Just animating is so many hours. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I only did like baby animations, like 3 minutes. Sometimes 3 minutes at like 300 pages. It was the worst. The job market isn't very good right now, TBH. Well, I love working in theater. The pay at the theater I've worked for has gotten bad, so I've been job hunting, and it's not encouraging. It's really not. I was getting to a place where I was considering going back into the job force part-time, just to like earn a little bit. But the work environment right now is just so bad that I don't feel like I would even survive a week. Because the thing is like, if I went back to work, there would definitely have to be limitations to what I could do. And I just don't think that there's people that would be willing to do that right now because of how bad everything is. It's hard. I think it's hard right now for everybody, for sure. I hope everything gets better though, you know, like for everybody's sake. Not just for like me personally. I just feel like we as a society would really need we really need things to get better. What did it say? I had something new. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I'm hoping after doing Fontaine Act 2 that I'll finally be able to do dailies. I wish you luck. It's so hard right now. Yeah. It's hard looking for jobs right now, especially ones that are decent pay, but also don't take you, like, take advantage of your labor. You know what I mean? We're just like in two competing mindsets right now of people People that are like, you should give everything in your life and things. And then there's like the other generation that's like, you know what? Work should be a means to an end, but it shouldn't be like the means to all end. Like, there should be life outside of work, you know? They're like cut between those two. Yeah, honestly, I need to figure out how to run my own company so I can pay people well, you know? Thanks, Ash. I just got an email from a company through Indeed that has me hopeful. Oh, good luck. I wish you luck on that. Praying that it's good.
I got you covered.
No one escapes my sight.
Yeah, for so long I feel like I've been living to work and not working to live. Yeah, exactly. There's like a very very fine line, and I just feel like sometimes society forgets that. I've been thinking about looking for a software development job, web dev or software dev, but I've been tired after work and on weekends that I don't want to learn or practice development. That's such a mood.
Set us back a long way.
Yeah, I understand. Maybe just having it as a goal for now was a good start, Ash. But like, maybe you just need some time to R&R. Sometimes it seems counterproductive, but like sometimes a good break is exactly what the soul needs. And then like after a year or so, the motivation starts hitting because you're like, actually, I feel rested. I feel like I'm in a good place. I feel like now is the time to act on it. Sometimes like break does that. Oh, I see. Well, then that gives you even more time, right? That gives you more time to heal. Take your time. Just gotta keep at it in this job just to pay bills. I know, it's hard. It's rough. I feel for people. I really do. I feel for people. I just think the work environment is really bad. I don't know. My therapist and I talk a lot about it because like I have a hard time because I don't bring a whole lot of monetary value into bring just any monetary value home. So I always talk to my therapist about it. And we just talk about how right now the situation is just really bad. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Is that 4? Is there one more? Where do we gotta go? What? Forgot that was a thing. Forgot that was a button. I wish everybody in the community good luck. And that they can do what they like eventually. Wishing the best for you all. That's part of the reason I'm doodling again. I need to catch up on Peachtober, but part of the reason I'm doodling again is to try to like get back into doing something. Though I did find out recently that my hands are shit. When I started PT, they were like, "Is that the farthest your hand can go?" And I go, "Yeah." And she's like, "That's concerning. You need hand physical therapy because if you want to do art ever again, your hands need some help." And I was like, "Oh,
Blinding sunlight
that's
is such a
cool. That's
pain.
good to know."
No way I can
And
get
I was
enough
like,
relief
she's like,
for her.
"Yeah, your hands are in pretty bad shape." And I was like, "Okay." Well, before she said anything, she goes, "And what do you want to do with your life?" And I was like, "I don't know, something art related. I would like to do shows and like do paintings and possibly start up like an asset shop or like sticker shop or something." I'm like, "Just something related to my degree." And she goes, "Okay. Yeah, we need to get you into PT." And I was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "But hand PT is separate than physical therapy." She's like, "It's a whole different specialty." And I was like, "I did not know that."
Take it easy.
She's like, "Yeah."
Ad Astra at
Damn it, where's the last one? Ba-da-bum-bum-bum, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum-ba-dum. Yeah, do I want Water Daddy or do I not? I'm really torn. I'm really torn on if I want Water Daddy or not. Where is the last daily?
Take it easy.
I know it's hard. The thing is like right now, I only kind of like his voice. You know, I'm not sure if I'm sold on Nouvellette as a character. I like Ray Chase though. I like Ray Chase in the voice. Not really sold on the character yet. Traveler, you're just in time. I just launched the ship. It's steady as she goes, as they say. I don't need to read this. Why am I reading this? We've read this a million times. I've been stuck in Sumeru. I tried seeing if I could do Fontaine dailies, but I have not been able to do them. I think I need to finish the Archon story part 2 before I can start doing the Sumeru ones. I am very attracted to the other boy, though. The one that's coming next banner. Mr. Wolfman. He's hot. I say that, but I also have a lot of wishes banked. Okay, I thought for a second, oh, actually, this is a good... $7,000. How many is that? It's 1,600 per, right? 32. 40 plus? Okay. That's good to know. That's my, like, extra. Remember I said I've spent $300? I haven't even finished spending all the $300 of wishes. I still have some banked. It's for, like, my rainy day fund. If I'm really desperate for something. I'm really sad. I really want a character. You're not coming home. That's my rainy day fund. Did I turn it in? You can go over here. Maybe I'll just wait for cryo. Daddy. I feel like I like Cryo Daddy more. I don't know anything about him though. I'm more attracted to him. What if I don't like his character? I just feel like I'm gonna like his character. I'm conflicted. Okay, let's start the story, shall we? I need to see more of Nouvelette before patch happens so I can make a final decision. But right now, he's only a maybe. Which is shocking, I know. Wait, that doesn't seem... Okay. Where the heck am I? How do I get up? I'm just gonna teleport there. Here we go. Nom, 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 nom.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up.
Navi is so cute too.
It'll be to your taste.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while.
Oh, she's done. Geo.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
I think we concluded that last time, but it's been a while.
Ooh,
Wow.
so good.
Yeah, everything looks really good.
People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
No, it's not.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If
The
this
French
is good,
Mafia.
I'll make a
Yeah.
group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
I thought, okay, who likes French onion soup? Anybody? Anyone had some like good, authentic French onion? It's so good. It's so good. I've been craving French onion soup for like months. It's so much work though. Do you know how much work? Like you have to caramelize onions for like 4 hours and then that's just caramelizing the onions for 4 hours. It's a lot of work. But it's so good. It tastes so yummy. It's certainly worth celebrating.
True. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Haven't had that in so long. Same.
Food?
That's why I've been craving it really bad.
Do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
Oh yeah.
It happened right in front of us?
I forgot about that.
Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Do you think Navia is a 5-star?
Guy could have finished speaking.
She has to be. Her design's so intricate.
Hearing who was behind it.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability, it's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through. where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right? Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
I say that she has to be a 5-star because of her design, but we also thought that Ningguang was also supposed to be a 5-star. Well, I thought just from her design because she's so like gaudy and stuff, and she turned out to be a 4-star. So watch them prove me wrong. We wanted to ask the Hydro Archon for some information, but we haven't had much opportunity to do so.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon. I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
Guess
What's
that's
questionable?
as
What do you
possible.
mean?
Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending.
Not
And
this.
would agree in order to finish watching the play, don't you think?
Could you suggest something
A little more practical.
This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her
What are
bed.
these ideas, Navia?
In the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions.
What?
I can
Where are these
personally
ideas
testify
coming
that this
from?
works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
This is craziness.
That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Ah, valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just
Not
thinking about
overlooked
leveraging
it.
a person's desire for sleep.
I was just thinking about leveraging. How can you overlook something like that?
All right, no more joking around. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break.
What?
You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing.
Navia has really eccentric ideas, doesn't she?
While she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense.
Would someone with her personality really feel shame? I mean, yes, she gets embarrassed really easily, but she also has like the gusto to like act like it doesn't bother her. So I don't know. I don't know if this would really work,
Why don't we
TBH.
give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink?
Oh my god, Paimon. Paimon keeps eating other people's food.
Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
We're just about done here, as there's
Honestly,
all
I
the
don't
plates are full
recommend
still.
Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
I'd have to agree. My drink also tasted that way.
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia.
The last time, okay, so ironically, right, I was talking about all the work that's done to make a French onion soup. The last time I had a French onion soup was actually
can barely float anymore.
Walt Disney World at Belle's Castle. It was actually really good. I mean, it was like, it was passable. It wasn't the best French onion soup that you've had in the whole wide world. You know what I mean? Because I've had some really authentic French onion soup, but it was good. Like, it was good. Like, it scratched the itch. You know what I mean? You could try walking, you know. You could try floating a little lower.
Can't you see Paimon's barely an inch off the ground?
Okay. As for expenses this month, we're left.
Oh no, is she actually?
Hey, Navia, what are you doing over there?
Does she actually have
Nothing.
a really
It
strict?
was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Seems that was pretty tough for her. That was a pretty pricey meal, all thanks to Paimon.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
Maybe we should slip her some
this is
money.
goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina
Or
di
French
Rosula.
Mafia.
I'll give your requests the highest
Yeah, she
priority.
dresses quite gaudily, but it seems like she has
In
not
any case,
all the
I wish you
expenses.
smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
Or they give her a budget so she doesn't spend it all. As light falls without reason. That's possible. Sometimes rich people give their children... what do you call it? A limit, you know what I mean? Not a lot. A lot of rich people have really spoiled children.
There aren't many people
Can we
around
give Jean...
anymore.
Oh my goodness.
Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Maybe. I think he would do well with it. The fountain again.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
And it's clearer than it was during the day.
Ugh, that's kind of spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Paimon. Vache.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water.
I can feel strong emotions.
Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice. It's
Oh,
coming from
Paimon can hear it now.
Vache, right? Hey, traveler?
Oh, we're in a daze.
Come on, wake up!
What? Where are we going? Where are we going? It's an oceanid. Where's this? Okay. Do we have any? Okay. Warning. Warning, friendos that have not done the side quest because I want to kind of talk about it. I have theories. I have theories. Please, please. Earmuffs, if you are interested in finding out the side quest lore on your own, earmuffs, please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. When I was doing the side quest. Wait, you're going to do the side. Wait, you don't even play this game. You had me there for a second. Ash, you play Honkai Star Rail, not this one. When I did the side quest, okay? When I was doing the side quest, because you know how there's like papers that you can read on it? So there was like one story unfurling, but there was another story unfurling in the story, like in the side papers. One of them being about a bunch of kids that were like geniuses. I can't say kids because the range started at like 16 and maybe like young adults would be better. And they were all scientists. But one of the stories talked about an Oceanid, and the tiny little like sheep people that are part of this, the fauna people, they were born out of this larger entity that they were like destroyers. They were world destroyers. And they had decided to give up basically their essence and become non-sentient, to just like return to the earth because they didn't want to destroy Earth, essentially, or Tavat. But at the same time, those kids created the first oceanoid. I thought it was either the kids or it was the Archon. I can't remember which. So because I did those side stories first, I feel like the Fontaine story, I feel like the legend is related to the oceanoids. This is all to like get back to the main point. But yeah, I feel like it's all oceanoid related. And that the reason the water is rising is because there's something unresolved happening with the oceanids. I think it was... I don't remember what her name is. I wanted to say Ash because it feels like that's what it... No, Anna? Maybe it was Anna. It might have been Anna. It was an A name. I know it was an A. Watch me completely wrong. But I feel like this is all closely related to oceanids and the fauna people. But we'll have to see. We'll find out. So I'm not surprised. Basically, long story short, I'm not surprised that an oceanid. Where's this?
Vache, are you my dear Vache? No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is?
Oh, right. Okay. So the first oceanid was created. That's what I was getting to. But there's only one oceanid that could give birth to more. Only one of them had the power to give more. Like, give birth to others. So, like, there's one big oceanid. And I think that's what's related to the curse. Because they're talking about, like, how she kept giving birth to other oceanids. But, like, as she did so, like, they were lesser and lesser sentient. I don't know. I need to reread everything, but it was very interesting because it talked about the creation of the oceanids. It talked about the creation of the fauna. It talked about these huge beings that were like dinosaurs, bigger than dinosaurs from what I feel like. It was just very interesting. I think it's like good context for everything that's happening. But those stories aren't completely fulfilled. There's like a final destination, and I'm not quite sure where that final destination is yet. I'm sorry. I'm afraid not.
Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know. My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered.
Yeah.
How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
You were once human?
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who is lost, therefore.
You lost your
I
form?
do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water.
She's one of the people. She's one of the girls. Could she be one of the girls who were dissolved?
I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril.
Oh my god, they're being turned into
Wherever I
oceanids?
went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me. And I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be.
So you need me to find him?
No. Our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor.
Hi, Mark.
Let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember.
I believe it will be hard for him to forget you.
Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing. If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
Vache was a witness to the fact that you dissolved?
Is that what you call it? Dissolving? If anything, I consider it a form of release.
But why women,
It was a state of
specifically?
neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety.
It seems that after the body is dissolved, some measures of the consciousness remain.
I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think.
All right. I wonder how much time has passed in
Farewell,
reality.
then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
Fontaine story quest because men. What's happening? What happened? We were knocked out. The fucking... Oh. Wait, is she a sword user? She's a sword user.
Demoiselle, look out!
They're attacking us? Claymore. Oh.
Army of Gardamex.
Oh shit. I'm not on my good party. It's her.
Chlorand?
Chlorand. Oh. Wait, she didn't send them. She's here to help us. She's hot. Why are the Electro ladies so hot?
Now's our chance!
Her Claymore's cool. What's the green though? Oh, she's got a gun too? Damn. That was impressive. They seem to know each other. Oh my god, her shirt is barely buttoned together. The weapons they use in the cutscene are craftables, by the way.
I should thank you for lending us your sword
Interesting.
there, Chlorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
Button Chan and on Button. Not this, not Button MVP. It does look like that button could snap at any minute.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Corand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
To be fair, she was here in perfect timing.
Samuel, how did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful. Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
Not very powerful. There's only one person that is very powerful right now. Nar. Is Ray Chase evil? Oh, wait. We do have an obvious answer, don't we? But would he really do it? Do you think it's possible that child would do this? Evil French dad? I know. Yes, the white bind and iron stinger craftable you can already craft. Ah. You must play this game a lot, Mark.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken.
I wouldn't have been
so long
able
to
to
act
recognize
against
from
me.
the weapon alone.
And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish.
Okay, now I'm getting the vibe that one of them is a 5-star and one of them is a 4-star.
But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
One of them is definitely... Yeah, I think so.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Corand was being sincere with you.
No. Yeah, don't tell me any
If we
leaks.
tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
We're very strict on leaks in
No,
this
I just...
community. What just happened?
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for.
How are these people just chilling in the background? There are literally mechs attacking us, like, literally 5 minutes ago.
Oh, and
Death flags?
duelist in Corinth who came out to save us too. We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, so you're a fighter now, Paimon. Thanks for the rescue, Navia.
Come now. Forget all that polite
Just
talk.
a normal Tuesday and fall.
Really a
That's
fair
how
work
everybody's
going on back there. Not
acting.
for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
I do think Navia's very
15
pretty.
years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would
Magnanimity.
have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Ooh,
Not
Paimon's
this.
even more amazing than she thought.
Paimon's well aware that she never
You brought me my
contributes.
drink by mistake.
How did that help?
Yeah, how did that?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fonta tasted kind of salty and icky.
Do you mean...
Fonta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall.
Were
had
they
also been a bit
trying
off.
to kill Navia as well?
Spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Shut. Paimon inadvertently saved Navia from becoming water. Are you kidding me? Wow. That's awful. She almost became not of this world. Not of this world anymore.
Yes.
Holy.
So, if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Oh. To be honest, I wouldn't like a salty drink.
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Wow.
Really?
Paimon has an iron stomach. Well, we know it only affects women of Fontaine. Why it has to be women, I don't understand. But, oh, wait. Hold on. I might be understanding more. Interesting. Yeah, I'm understanding. If it's supposed to... I have a theory. I have a theory. They're just targeting women specifically. But if they're targeting women specifically, I have a feeling that they're targeting actually the Archon specifically. Interesting. Which would make sense. Welcome in. Soul, how are you doing today? It's not mean, and I understand if I can't. I mean, as long as it follows terms and services and follows the channel rules, you can put it in. I don't mind. But if it is bad, then I will probably delete it, or one of my mods will delete it. I have mixed feelings about today, not gonna lie. Okay. And all right, I just wanted to make sure, and I'll take any consequences I get. I think this is a theory and it could be completely wrong. But if they're targeting women in general, then it's because they're targeting the Archon. And if it's a man of power, there's only so many men in power. So maybe they're trying to get rid of the Archon. It could be either Nouvelette that we know of right now. Or it could be... You'll know later. Yeah, I had a feeling. I'm also just gonna put a reminder. That's really sweet, Soul. I was a little scared. No. Long messages are fine. But I understand where you're coming from, so I appreciate it. Thanks for spreading positivity. I appreciate it. That was a very kind note. I understand why you did it. I know that some people don't like larger comments, but I don't mind it in our community. Your community is very comfy and understanding, but that was very sweet of you. Yeah, I could tell. I understand, though. You just never know what you're going to get sometimes. You never know who's going to come into your community and be like, hey, can I say something? It can go two ways. And make sure streamers know they are appreciated. That's very sweet, Soul. I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day as well. And that things get better for you, because you said you've been having kind of an iffy day. And if this is your way of trying to make today a not so bad day, I think you're doing a very sweet thing. And I appreciate the gesture. It's very sweet of you. It's a very noble thing to do. It's a very noble thing to do when you're having a bad day, is to try to spread positivity to make yourself feel a little bit more positive. I appreciate it. I hope things get better for you. It was very sweet. It wasn't a bad day, just kind of shocked by how people act sometimes. That's valid. You can't control how people act, unfortunately. A conversation that my therapist and I have times. But the way you feel about how people react is also valid. You know what I mean? Like, feelings are valid. But I appreciate, the kind gesture. It was very sweet of you. Fortunately, Paimon, neither of us are from Fontaine.
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger, and hurried here as quickly as I could.
What?
That's very nice of you, Assassin. I think that's very... It's very sweet of you.
Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Oh, we could start hearing the voices.
The traveler fainted just now. She said that she heard that voice calling for Vache again.
Did we eat anything? Did we? I sounded like a train. If we started hearing it. Yeah, I remember we drank the Fanta, but we started hearing them, the fountain, after the performance or before the performance. Can't remember. So I'm wondering if we've been doused with the stuff before this. Questions to be learned.
This time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then?
According to Lynette, the ability to hear voices like that has to do with one's sensitivity to hydro elements.
Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That's why I think that's true. I got to go now. I hope you continue to make people happy and brighten people's day. I wish you the best of luck in streaming. Have an amazing night and day. Thank you, Soul. Have a good rest of your night. I appreciate you for dropping by. I hope you have a good rest of your night as well. So that's my theory too. So what Paimon is saying is that she, after having it for the first time, has heard the voice now. But it was louder for us. So is there a possibility that we were slipped drinking this once already? And that's why we heard it the first time around.
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
I also gained some new intel.
New intel? While you were out cold?
Well, let's hear it, shall we?
The voice in the fountain belonged to the one of the missing women.
Oh, that is important.
You tell everyone about what happened while you were connected to the Oceanoid's consciousness.
That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene.
Yeah, the thing that confuses me about that
any information
is,
regarding
yes.
people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
I don't know. So there's two ways this could go. It could be either he was in on it and he's the one that poured it on her, or he was threatened. But it would be weird. Like, I feel like you would be freaking out if you saw the woman that you were in love with suddenly dissolved. Like, you would be hell-bent to find them. We should try searching for him.
Thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate.
By we, you mean us too, right?
You mean you'll help us investigate?
She's so cute.
We did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are
God,
you,
that
Traveler?
scared me. Messing with us will cost them. This will prove to be their biggest mistake.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you. We
She's so
also
cute.
have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Linic and folios. La 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 la. Oh. Water. Music. Don't have enough yet. I have not done a whole lot of exploring. Where's the stronghold? We do so much teleporting now. Holy crap. Good thing you don't have to pay for teleports in this game. Pew. Oh. I didn't even realize this was the thing.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, Traveler.
Hold on. Noise is coming from outside our window. I think someone ran over again. No, I think I also heard thunk. No, before, a while ago. It scared me. It was so loud. So we live on a street and there's like a middle island type of thing. And people don't pay attention because they're just speeding along. And to be honest, most of these streets don't have like a little center island thing. It's just like a patch of plants. But people just don't pay attention enough. So like we'll be sitting either watching TV or, you know, eating dinner, doing something, and you'll just hear thunk. And you're like, what the fuck? It sounds like an accident outside the door. And it's 90 times out of 100. I could have said 99 out of 10, but I went up. I don't know why. I did. It's somebody not paying attention when they drive and literally running into that planter area. And it's like pretty solid. Pretty solid concrete because it's been such an issue that like they reinforce it, you know what I mean? So I think it really does damage to because like they run over it. So that's what I think, to be honest. Oh, yeah. Stop. Thank you, Malus. Now let's continue, are you? But every time it happens, it scares the living bejesus out of me.
Take it easy.
Oh. Are we going underground? Wait, she lives underground? Interesting. That's interesting. Why do you think she lives underground? She's dressed so fancily. I thought they were a family of money, but it doesn't seem like it at all. Come here, lizard. It's Gato. It's a book. The first book. What? I fell.
So, this is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Well, so much for my expectations.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately. After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times
Interesting.
for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago.
Oops, sorry.
I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... He was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. He
Oh.
chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up.
By
At the
whom?
time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena.
Why?
3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself.
It does seem quite odd. Do you have any clues as to why?
The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Oh.
That's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth.
Interesting.
If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Seeking the truth for the sake of your family. That's kind of the same thing that we're doing. You know, we're quite alike in this regard. Yeah, we're very similar. Very, very similar.
Please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful.
It's very odd. It's very odd indeed.
Hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
Yeah.
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
I feel like the only reason that you would...
Other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the
Oh.
duel was Ms. Clorand.
Clorand.
Her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him?
No wonder the mood was a little strange between the two of you.
Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Ms. Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
So in the end, it wasn't really her fault.
Not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you
She
feel.
knows.
You don't have to force yourself to do that.
There's still hurt
Afterward,
feelings,
Miss Clorand
and that's
told us
valid.
that at the
Navia's
start of the duel,
valid.
Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
Then that indicates that he intended to die from that duel. The only reason I feel like you would intentionally try to kill yourself is because you knew that a trial would never. Like, I feel like the reason that he probably didn't want to is because he felt like something, they would tarnish his name with like false information. It's interesting.
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right, anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end.
I know it's all right. I understand how important this is to you.
Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Yeah. Paimon's feet.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
Not Paimon making me yawn. Oh, I should have talked to Silver. My bad.
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe. Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back.
I mean, that's valid.
But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere. I suspect
I wonder
that
if
those behind this have
he-
already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
I was gonna say, I wonder if they turned him into water as well.
There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept. If the Oceanette you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Interesting. She does not want to go see him. She's wary of him for some reason. The truth lost with the rain.
Guess I'm finally on the right path.
That's what I think. Yeah. It's very possible that
Leia's right up ahead. Come on.
that the witness was also taken care of. Because like I said, I feel like if you witness literally the love of your life just melt in front of you, you'd be like, what the fuck? And then you would like be like using every resource, talking to every person, trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Because you wouldn't be able to accept that.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters. Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Neuvillette's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to.
Excuse me.
Make no
I did not mean to burp.
See? They've got great
I was
discipline,
stretching.
too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
That didn't take much convincing. I was like quiet because I was like, is this really gonna work? Navia is quite... What's the word? I don't know. What's the word? Clever? She's quite clever.
Please come in.
What? Water Daddy! Oh. I was like, am I walking on purpose? I was walking on purpose. Hi.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Neuvillette. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
He does have a really nice voice.
Who knew that Neuvillette would be so easy to talk?
Yeah, he seems so easygoing. I forgot how easygoing he was when we were in the... Very serious face.
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years. There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
I only like Zhongli Nouvelette's voice in English. Zhongli's voice is also very good. I agree. He was my first husband because I found his voice very attractive. So we're back to square one.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
I don't think it
Is that
was.
so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Unless she suspects him. And that's why...
Him?
Wait. Why did he go him?
Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
Woof.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Maybe it's just hurt feelings.
Console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should.
Interesting. Interesting. Interesting.
It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all? Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything.
Interesting.
There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone.
Interesting.
It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything.
Huh.
Well, in any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Oh. Traveler and Paimon look so sad for Navia. They feel so sad for her. I mean, I feel sad for her too. I don't think I would be able to just process that. Navia is so pretty. I feel sad for her.
Navia, are you okay?
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
You're right.
Interesting.
Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
The rain here is weird.
On the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
Rain. Yeah, see? There's something weird about the rain.
What is it? Did you think of something?
Your father's case, was he outside when it happened?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value.
But there was something you didn't know at that time.
Oh? Wait.
Oh, the fact that people can be turned into water.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain? Yeah, and if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier?
Traveler's so smart.
Let's
She's
go to
smarter than
Poisson.
me
With
sometimes.
this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
You can go first. I'll
Alright,
join you
then
later.
I'll wait for you at Poisson.
Poisson. The truth lost within the rain. How interesting. What an interesting turn of events.
Whoa, what a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually
Oh,
Spina
this is
Rosula's
their
headquarters.
headquarters.
My
I
father was the
see.
one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
I think I'm starting to get why you like it.
Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
It's very grunge.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base.
Industrial. It's very interesting. Dun, 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 dun. Spina di Rosula. Wait, how do I? Isn't this the ship? Oh. Oh, I unlocked the teleport, didn't I? It's fine.
Easy.
It wouldn't have been much faster. Orange kitty, it's Cinder. It's my baby.
Melus, we're back.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Melus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Could the mastermind be the same person?
Tell us a bit more about what happened before.
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Interesting.
Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Did
Yes,
he?
He did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you
Does it
drink synth
have-
for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything.
Damn,
It's an
that sounds like
extremely
side
dangerous
effects that you take from taking
As we
medication.
oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth
Hello,
abuse
Michu.
and called for a complete
Welcome
ban of it.
in.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation.
I hope you're having a good Saturday or Sunday, wherever you are in the world.
But the enemy was very cunning.
Cunning.
So he could never get anything
That
out
was
of the
the
dealers. All of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant.
I am, and yourself? I'm having a fairly pleasant Saturday. I am getting a little bit sleepy though, so I'm going to try to find a good ending spot, a good midpoint for us to kind of take a break, because I'm getting kind of sleepy. Other than that, it's been a very pleasant day. Thank you for asking.
After seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Jacques?
How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Sounds just like
So
Lenny's
many
case, doesn't it?
names.
In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
So they could have belonged to someone who got dissolved.
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired.
Maybe your father got into an argument. Maybe he tried to shoot the person that turned himself into water. So the murderer shot Jacques, and then her father shot the murderer, but then he dissolved into water, and so he vanished. So all that was left was him looking like he shot Jacques, even though there are 2 shots.
You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition
That
tells
would be
me
like
that
my
we're
initial
on the
thought
right
of
track
what
to
could have
figuring it all
happened.
out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with 0 warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth. On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning.
Oh, because she's treading too close.
Is insidious and cruel.
Yeah.
They are extremely
It's putting her in
difficult to deal with,
danger.
and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If
But she can't do that.
What he wished for, then he should have told me that himself.
She
Was
needs
I not the
closure.
closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without
Yeah.
sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end?
Navia just seems to have a lot of
here.
unprocessed feelings
Alice
about
the
how
Unfaithful
everything
is still
came
his
to be.
And Spina de
Thanks for the
Rosula
follow,
is
Mijo. I
barely
appreciate
getting
it.
by.
I hope you enjoy your stay.
Nothing has changed. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
I know,
This is
Pippi.
indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
So you do know something else, Maloose.
Oh, he's been keeping
Yes, I do.
something.
In fact, even before that banquet,
Interesting.
Boss
He's just
already
been
knew
holding
the
it in?
connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case.
Mijo.
But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
Yar.
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live.
Oh, shit. It's pronounced Mijo. I get that a lot by everyone who sees/hears my name. I think it's just hard to know exactly what accent everybody's name is just from the text. It's like hard to just like know. But thank you for letting me know. I'll try to remember to call you that from now on. But if I do pronounce it incorrectly, give me a reminder.
And the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety.
Thanks for the follow. Have a good night's sleep, mijo. And the serial disappearance case caused him great
5 years
anxiety.
was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina di Rosula.
He
about
drew
the
them
details.
out.
But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right, so nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak
That's
and
true.
haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss.
I don't think any parent wants
To
their
him,
children to see
dying
them in a
duel
weakened
and
state. I do
suffering
believe that's very
lasting
true.
dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
I think like we as individuals, like we as people, never want to appear weak just because like it makes you feel like you're more susceptible to like get bullied or anything. But I think even more so, people will do their best, even if they're suffering, to hide how hard things are to their children, because there's just like that mentality of like you have to protect your children, you know what I mean? So I definitely could see her not knowing because he was hiding it and he hadn't gotten to quite that bad of a state that it was noticeable.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely
Cinder, did you break me
proud.
again?
That fool.
Baby girl.
Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now?
He gave you the choice to live how you want.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out.
Cinder, please.
Maloose, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
Well,
you
you
mustn't
need-
forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades. There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence
Yeah.
we may be able to find
I was about to say, we need evidence
nor
to
what
prove
people we
that
may be able
they
to
were the one to
capture.
do it.
But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case.
True.
We have no idea just how thoroughly
We
they
don't
may have
know
been
where they have
infiltrated.
their sleeper agents and stuff.
That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But
You don't know
things
who's your
are
enemy and
different
who's
now.
not.
It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Maloose.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that, Maloose. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to is that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news. After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people.
Wow, he's done a lot of work in this
First
time.
is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most.
Wow.
Which also means that he was someone who
Sometimes the
understood
people we
Boss
trust are
really
not
well.
worthy of our trust.
Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Uncle Marcel.
What is this confrère?
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around, with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always
I was gonna
plan
say,
one
he
step
seems the
ahead.
most suspicious out of
I
them.
see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
This is why I have trust
If you want to
issues. This is
investigate
why I
complete,
have trust
take every
issues.
precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
This is why I'm sus of everybody.
I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Sus Mugos. True.
You really are the best.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Leave it to
I hope
me.
we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
Case. Call us case records. Okay. I feel like from here, it's gonna become like basically another, how do you call it? It's gonna be another Phoenix Wright simulator. So I think we should just stop here for the night. I think this is a good stopping point. I'm just afraid if we continue. Yeah, Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright. I love those games. I own all of them. I'm thinking of playing them on stream actually for fun. Like maybe mix them in between the RPGs. Because sometimes I like to play like a short game in between the longer games. Because if you just play long games, then you get stuck. Just playing long game after long game after long game. But yeah. This one. I think that's it for tonight, friendos. I had a really great time. Thanks for letting me play Genshin Impact. I know initially we were supposed to play Final Fantasy 16, but I was really drained still from Resident Evil, so we'll have to play Final Fantasy 16 next week, or maybe I'll just put Final Fantasy 16 on hold until after Halloween. We'll see how it goes. I just think scary games drain me. So I don't feel like in the mood of being in an intense game. I really didn't want to do that. That's why I tried to plan it. But after playing yesterday, I was really tired. Thanks for hanging, Ash. I appreciate it. Do we have any friendos online? Let me check. Da, 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 da. I am done for the week. The next time I will be back live will be Monday, and that will be for Cozy Monday. So we will be playing Cozy Critter Cove, Cozy Scrapyard yet again on Monday. I had a really fun time with that. The first one we did was on this past Monday, and it was really cozy. I think it went really well. It was a good way to start. And I really had an enjoyable time. So, let's see. You know what? Oh, damn it. They're not here. I was gonna raid one of our new friends, but they aren't there. They're AFK. Here, I know who we can raid. This is a new friendo. I've actually been watching their content a lot offline. They actually came in here and chatted with my community. First, and I've been watching their Fortnite games. I don't know much about this streamer, but let's go give them some support, shall we? If you are a subby, then please use the subby raid. If you are a follower, please use the follower raid message, and I will see you all next week on Monday. Have a comfy weekend, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. Bye.